guys have this awesome movie, A Breed Apart, which is a lot of fun. And so congratulations on that.
Oh, thanks, man. Thank you.
And I was reading about it. It didn't occur to me that this was sort of a sequel of sorts, a reimagining, continuation of the, Wes Craven-produced 2006 film, The Breed. So I'd love to hear
Yeah.
more about that, what that process was like, going off that film and incorporating that production sort of into your cool story for this one.
Well, it's an unofficial sequel,
Okay.
and the reason why it was actually originally pitched to us was we didn't come up with the idea. We had one of the executive producers, which is the international financer, come to us and ask us to make a Breed 2 because they had the rights to the Breed 1. And I asked Nathan about it, and we said we watched the first Breed because I hadn't seen it before. And cool for 2006, but it's like such a straight ahead like creature movie that's been made 100 times. And I like the movie, but I just don't think it plays for this audience. So I told Nathan, I'm like, the only way I want to do this is if we can make it different. I don't want to make just another creature feature, so we have to make it a comedy. And then Nathan actually came up with like the story of the movie within the movie, and I'm like, okay, cool, I can dig that because it's different than what I've done a bunch of times and other people have done thousands of times. It was different enough. So that's how it came about. It's supposed to be an official sequel, and then we made it kind of like an inspired by sequel.
Yeah. Well, I think that's all the more interesting, and yeah, it's a lot. Meta is super in these days, so yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
we think so. We
Yeah.
we, we think so, and we just wanted to sort of lean into this sort of silly horror comedy meld aspect that sort of is already in there, and just sort of massage that out of it for this one.
Yeah, yeah. I
and
watched.
that's
Sorry.
no, I was just going. That's another thing that's in these days, kind of the blending comedy into these terrifying storylines. So yeah, that
Yeah, yeah. Not everything has to be meta, but I think if you're going to make a creature feature or something that's been done, like I showed my son Weird, the Al Yankovic story last night,
Oh, really?
and he loved it. And it's perfect because it's the exact same tone as this.
That's
It's like
great.
you've seen a million biopics, so let's just
I've been
completely
wanting to
make a
watch.
satire out of
That's
it.
great.
Yeah.
He has an affair like with Madonna or
Oh, it's
something, right? That's
fantastic.
great.
Yeah, it's my 11-year-old's new favorite movie.
Fantastic.
I've seen that as well. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
But that's great. Yeah. And I know you two have directed before. You had done Nightmare Shark, and I imagine that was not the only thing you had sort of collaborated on as kind of co-directors, co-filmmakers. So I was curious if Nightmare Shark was like was that the official, like, oh, this is our first time co-directing, ironing out the kinks, or uh,
Yeah, official.
It was official, but we've collaborated in a very similar fashion so many times because he's a composer, and so he's
Hmm.
done a lot of composing. We're both writers, so we've written a lot together.
Hmm.
And I got to the point where directing is just so all consuming, and it's like I have a bunch of pictures that I'm producing at one time, and so it just made sense to kind of split duties as directing. Because I used to direct by myself, and it's just you just go into a hole for 6 months, and you can't do anything else, and I prefer to split that stress with somebody else.
And I've always wanted to direct. So, every time I'm composing something, I've always been like, I want to direct, and so this was an opportunity to start doing that. The first thing we probably worked on together was probably a haunted house when we were like 10 years old.
Oh yeah,
Somewhere around that. It was probably that's our probably first production.
yeah, the haunted house crushed it too.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. And then probably then I was a composer and he's been making his own movies and everything. And then probably around like 2016, I flew out and just to have a good time and did some second unit for him on one of his movies. And I think I got to be honest, I think for me that was in between two other movies I was working on as a composer. And I think for me I was kind of bitten by the bug. I was like, I really enjoy doing this. So I sort of slowly started gearing towards convincing him that directing is too much work for one person. It took a minute, but I kind of.
Yeah,
I have a brother myself, and we, growing up, we shoot stuff together. So that's cool that all these years later, you guys are still doing it. That's great.
It's great, right? I mean, there's nobody better to fight with. There's nobody because it's so safe.
Yeah.
right? It can only end so terribly. It's your brother.
It's true.
It's your brother. It can only
That's a very
end
good
so
point,
badly.
yeah.
It's not gonna, whereas like other dynamics and relationships can end horribly, like life-changingly horribly. And it's just like, so it feels great to be creative in that environment, but is safe, frankly, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. Do you have another, I don't know, co-directorial collab in the works, or at least something in mind that you guys have been talking about looking
We
ahead?
do. We've been writing on a screenplay for 3 years that we just finished,
We
and
do.
we love it. It's action genre. It's like a straight old school send up like Speed or Beverly Hills Cop,
Right.
but with a lot of comedy infused into it. It's definitely blended with the comedy genre a lot. And so we just finished that one, and then we also have thousands of ideas that we keep
bunch.
talking about. We got stoner comedies and
Yeah, that's right.
all
There's a
kinds of
stoner
things.
comedy that we've been wanting to write that we might get to pretty soon. But yeah, well, the most recent one is this sort of new action comedy. A much bigger, completely different vibe than the Breed movie. So than a Breed Apart. So
Very
we're
cool.
just trying to.
It's the first one we've written, I think, just what we want to write, because
Yeah.
everything else is literally in order. It's like, hey, here's this box. Put your movie in this box. And so I think this is the first one we wrote
Yeah.
together that's just for us. So that'll be cool.
Yeah, that'll
to
be
able
really
to,
neat.
to shoot a script that
I don't
was
know
like
about you. I was dreaming about doing a sequel to The Breed since I was a small child. No, I'm kidding. Ever since I was a small kid, it's The Breed. No, I'm kidding.
ever since 2006.
Ever since 2006.
Yeah, right, right. Pivotal year. Um, no, well, that's great. And Nathan, you mentioned, and I was looking at the filmography, composing music for all these, endless projects. Was there one experience? You talk about how some of them struck you, like, oh, would it be cool if I directed one of these? Is there one movie that you worked on as composer that really struck you?
Oh, no, no, I couldn't point to one. There's several where and it's all in an inspiring way where when somebody comes to you and you start working on it and you get to the scene and it's like, oh wow, I wouldn't have thought of that a shot could do that, or and then it's almost like a kid seeing somebody else play with Legos. It's like, I want to try. So I think slowly but surely, as I was sort of just more involved in the process and just sitting in the editing bay, I just found myself sort of really bitten by the bug. And then I also helped. I scored Griff's movie Cold Moon, which is a fantastic movie. If you haven't seen it, you guys should check it out. And we actually ended up doing a lot of the sound ourselves for that. So we were doing that one guerrilla style in the end, doing a lot of sound effects. And I just doing more than just the music was just so. I've always enjoyed movies, and my connection to music is primarily through movies, because since I was a small child, I wanted to be a composer for movies and TV. So being able to sort of get my hands on all the other aspects on it was fantastic for me. And just, yeah.
Very cool. Well, yeah, that's great. And here we are. So congratulations again on A Breed Apart. I can't wait for, oh yeah, it's coming out tomorrow. So
Yeah.
congratulations. And it's very exciting. And I look forward to seeing that next script of yours that you're working on.
Awesome, man. Thank you so much for having us.
Yeah, of course. Take care. Nice to meet you guys.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
too.
you too. Take care.